Chef Dagan here in the Beef That's What's for Dinner Culinary Center, funded by the Beef Checkoff. We're kicking off our summer grilling with this beautiful skirt steak. We're gonna marinate it, we're gonna grill it, we're gonna marry it with a beautiful corn and tomato salad. All these recipes are available on beefthaswhatsfordinner.com. Let's stop talking and let's get grilling. All right, super simple marinade here. We're gonna start off with some vegetable oil. We have some lime juice. This recipe calls for water. I want to enhance that beef flavor just a little bit. I got a little bit of beef stock here we're going to use. We got some salt and black pepper. Of course, we got to have our granulated onion, granulated garlic, a little paprika. And I love this recipe because it uses granulated garlic and fresh garlic. I'm a big garlic fan. And it says dry thyme, but I had fresh thyme, so we chopped that up and we're going to add that in there. We're just going to give that a quick whisk. And then we're going to take our skirt steak and we're going to portion it into 4 little sections, and then we're going to throw it in the bag and marinate it. This cut right here does a lot of amazing things. It works well on the grill. It works great in a cast iron. It's great for a stir fry. You see all the beautiful marbling in here. It really does well with a marinade to help tenderize that meat a little bit. So we got about 5 portions here. We're going to throw it in our bag. We'll let it go up to about 6 hours would be good. You don't have to go that long, but it definitely will do the meat some justice with getting a little bit of that acid and that lime to make it really tender. Okay, we'll marinate that in there. And we'll let that sit for about 6 hours. We'll come back to that. While that's marinating, we're gonna go ahead and put together our salad. We're gonna go ahead and chiffonade some basil. This recipe is really easy. We're using Italian dressing as a base. Of course, we're gonna add a little bit more garlic powder to that too. So this is just the store-bought Italian dressing. We got some granulated garlic. We got some salt. We got some pepper. We're gonna give that a quick little stir. And we're gonna add in our tomatoes. And the recipe uses canned corn. I was able to find some beautiful corn that I already blanched and grilled. We're early in the season, so that little blanching is a great tip. To just get it a little bit more sweet, a little bit more tender. We're gonna go ahead and brush these a little bit with a little bit of our Italian dressing and then throw them on our grill here. And we'll just let those sizzle away until they get a little bit of char. It just adds that extra flavor into our salad. And I got my chiffonade basil here. And we'll just go ahead and set this aside. And once those are done grilling, we're gonna chop them up and put them in the salad. All right, these took just a few minutes on the grill. Just dice these up nicely. So, and this will also help for those people that don't like raw onion. Get them a little cook, they're gonna love it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and set this aside and get going on our steak. All right, our grill's ready. A little pro tip here is I got a little bit of oil on my rag just to get the pan a little bit of lubrication before we throw our meat on. These are nice and marinated. They were in there for about 6 hours. We're gonna go ahead and start these off. Trying to get some nice grill marks on there. We'll see, I like to go kind of 11 o'clock. And then we'll switch it over to 2 o'clock, so we'll get those nice diamonds on there. Not necessary, but it just helps a little bit for that presentation part. We're gonna grill this by about 5 minutes each side. So it's a nice medium rare. When do I know when to turn? When the meat kind of comes unstuck from the grill, it's ready to move. And as you can kind of see, there we go. We got some nice diamonds on there. All in all, it's probably gonna take 10 minutes total to cook. And of course, we always gotta let it rest before we slice it. That'll just keep all those juices and flavor into that meat. All right, we're gonna do a little temp check on our meat here, see how close we are. Definitely recommend one of these thermometers, instant reads, if you're gonna be cooking meat. Gives you that instant feedback. See, that guy's nice and done. This guy's nice and done. That one's good. We're gonna let that rest about 5 minutes. These ones are a little fatter. I always recommend, you're cooking a large amount of meat, you see the variance in thicknesses, definitely use the thermometer to get the right temp for you. All right, our steaks are grilled, nice and rested. Kind of see this beautiful mark I got on there. We're gonna go ahead and slice it. You see our grain goes this way. We're gonna go ahead and make sure we slice it against the grain. That'll just increase the tenderness of this beautiful cut. Look at how nice it's cooked. Perfect. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and plate it up. I got my salad. Beautiful tomatoes. We got basil in there. We got some lime juice. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and plate this guy up. And then we're gonna have to eat it. Oh my gosh, it's super tender. I mean, it eats like butter. Terrific. That grilled corn. Head over to beefwhat'sfordinner.com for this recipe and more. If you try this recipe out, please, we'd love to hear from you how it came out on the comments below. Before I forget, like this video, subscribe to our channel to get more beef recipes, tips, and inspirations, and we'll see you on the next one.